WOCA.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in at the good time, and we've got a really good interview, and I know that. I just have a hunch about this one, Robin. This is going to be one of those really good interviews. It's a subject that I'm certainly fascinated with. You've heard of people having out-of-body experiences?
Uh-huh.
I've never had this. I've had an out-of-money experience. I've had an out-of-clothing experience. I've more than one time, had an out-of-gas experience.
Oh.
Had to walk. But I'm serious, though. I really have been fascinated by the out-of-body experiences that people talk about. Usually, they will call it a near-death experience. They'll be out like in an operation or something like that, and in surgery, and they will report after the surgery is successful that they went out of their body. Maybe they saw a light with a tunnel, and they saw relatives, or they saw Jesus, or something of that sort. And we've had, in years of doing these interviews, we've had many guests. Well, we've had some. I don't know if many's the right word, but we've had some guests who have said that they could do it on command. They could astral. They called it astral traveling. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
And they told me I could do it. I went home. I got into my recliner. I tried this. I fell asleep. Our next guest has a real out-of-body experience. Actually, two real body experiences, and she's not a novice. She's a registered nurse. Myrna Raquel Quiles, I hope I said her name correctly. She has written a book about this. It's called Twice Out of My Body, A Second Chance, A Spiritual Experience. And now I just want to hear what she's got to say. This is so fascinating to me. Myrna, is it Myrna or Myrna? Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Larry.
Hi,
Good morning, Robin, and everybody else.
Oh, you've got a cute accent. Where are you from?
Originally, I was born in Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico? Okay.
Yes. I was raised in New York, and now I live in Florida.
Wow. So 2 out of 3. That's me. I'm New York and Florida. I just got to get to Puerto Rico, and then I'll know where you're from. Yeah. So is it Myrna or Myrna?
Either way is good.
Well,
in Spanish, they call me Myrna.
Myrna.
And in English, they call me Myrna.
Yeah.
But it's the same.
Okay, I'll try. I'll try to be Myrna. I'll try to roll the R. Well, thank you for being on the air with it. Where do you live in Florida?
I live in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for being on with us. And in my intro, I said that you had 2 out-of-body experiences. Is that correct? That's what the title suggests, yes?
Yes.
So did they happen when you were in surgery?
No.
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 Okay, so I guess let's start with the first one. When was the first one?
I was home. The first one was sometime in the middle of June of 2013.
Just last year?
Yeah, not that long ago.
So what were you doing? Were you taking a nap?
Actually, that night I had just gone to sleep like I normally do, and everybody else.
Oh, nighttime sleep. Okay.
Yeah, nighttime. I just went to bed, and next thing I know, I was out of my body, but I was looking at my feet from above.
At your seat?
At my feet.
Oh, at your feet. Okay.
And I said to myself, wait a minute, this is a bad nightmare. So I inverted myself because I didn't know, and I didn't want to really accept what was going on. And I inverted myself to get back in or be the right side, be able to look at my face. And I was not able to get back in my body. However, I was now looking at my face from above. I'm looking at my body from above, from head to toe.
Oh, wow. And were you on the ceiling? Or how far away were you?
I would say I was a few inches away from my body.
A few inches?
Yes.
Wow. I would be scared if I saw myself that close. I bet you're a lot cuter than me, though.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I don't know.
Oh, so okay, and so you're floating, and did you hear any voices? Did you see any relatives that died or anything like that?
Nothing like that.
Nothing
it
like
was, the thing about it, I have been a skeptic always about this because, as you mentioned before, I'm a registered nurse.
Yeah.
I'm also a licensed risk manager for the state of Florida. So, in medical terms, and based on what we know in the medical community, for the most part, these cases that are revealed to us are related to patients who have had some kind of a medical trauma. And that could be related to a heart attack, or a patient is in ICU on a ventilator, and when they come back, when they are stable, they recount these experiences. And so there's always, for the most part, from what we have heard in the medical community, there is a medical reasoning to this.
Reasoning, but is it fair to say we don't really understand it?
We still don't understand it, but intellectually and scientifically, we can assimilate that during these kind of experiences for patients who are sick or have a heart attack, we believe, or some of us believe, that there might be a lack of oxygen going to the brain, and this might be a cause for that. The body's going through a traumatic event, traumatic medical event.
So is it speculated? I can't think of a good word here, but is it speculated? I'll just use that word. That the people who report these things think it really happened, but the truth is it was more like a dream?
At that time, that's how I believed it.
Okay.
At that time, prior to me having my own.
But now you've changed your mind about that.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Were you afraid to tell anybody about this?
Well, on the first experience, yes. On the first experience, I just didn't want to accept that this really happened. I was trying to do research, why this happened to me. Maybe my level of stress is a little higher. What did I eat? What did I drink?
Yeah.
And I don't drink alcohol. I don't smoke cigarettes. I had to find an intellectual reasoning why I had this experience. We know I didn't have a heart attack. I haven't been sick. That's not meeting the criteria.
Were you going through any personal, like maybe did you break up with a boyfriend or something, or anything like that? No,
I'm happily married. So
where was he? When you were floating over your body, where was he?
He was sleeping peacefully.
Sleeping peacefully.
Did you push him? Did you
fooling around there?
Wait a minute. You mean he's laying right next to you?
He's sleeping peacefully.
But did you? Did you poke him? Did you say, "Hey, I'm over here"?
No, that was not. He was not a concern for me at that moment. It was on the second episode, on the second experience, that things kind of changed.
Oh, Wait, don't get there yet, because we've. I don't want to go there because we're gonna have to stop in a little bit with the weather. Wow. Okay, so you had an out-of-body experience. Just for those just tuning in less than a minute, we've got a commercial break, and we're going to hear the other. There's two of them.
Yeah.
Two of these, and there's a whole book written about it, and I can't wait to hear more. Myrna, Raquel, Quiles is on the phone. How'd I do with your name, all right?
Oh, you're doing very well. Thank you.
The book is called Twice Out of My Body, A Second Chance, A Spiritual Experience. You might have heard that we were going to talk about this, and you might have thought, oh, no, another nutcase. This is not a nutcase. This is a registered nurse. She wasn't drinking. Her husband wasn't responding to anything. You know what? He probably wants to float out of his body. He wants to hover over you for a while. All right. Let's go to weather, and then we'll be right back, and we'll talk about this some more. I can't wait to hear about part two. Twice Out of My Body is the book. We'll find out how to get it also, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, times of clouds and sun with a couple of thunderstorms around, especially during the afternoon and evening hours. The high today 88 to 92, then partly cloudy overnight of 72 to 76. For tomorrow, times of clouds and sun with a couple of thunderstorms around in the afternoon and evening, the high 88 to 92. For Sunday, partly sunny day with a thunderstorm likely in the afternoon, high 90 to 94. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
This weather brought to you by A&A Lockdock. Did you know that most break-ins happen during bad weather because it masks the sound? Don't be another victim. Protect your home and business today. Call A&A Lockdock, 352-867-1965. That's 352-867-1965.
Leadership, experience, and proven results matter.
Re-elect Angie Boynton to the Marion County School Board District 4. I have put forth solutions to raise funds for our schools through other avenues. I advocate for the use of juvenile civil citations in lieu of arrest for first-time offenders of some student code of conduct policies. I support the positive alternatives of out-of-school suspension. Teachers have the union, but students, parents, and the community need a voice. I will be that voice for you. Remember, vote Angie Boynton for the Marion County School Board District 4.
Paid political advertisement by the Angie Boynton campaign.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
On which day are we most likely to have a tension headache? If you guess Monday, well, you're right on. If you want to get noticed, just smile more often. People, it turns out, spot others whose teeth they're showing when they smile twice as fast as those who have closed mouths. And they don't want to go where you want to go. They don't want to do what you like to do. If that sounds familiar, focus on your other friends.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
That's the sound of your skin cooking. Because it's August, it's Florida, and it's hot. That's the sound of cool, refreshing water as you splash into your new radiant pool from ASP, America's swimming pool company. And right now is the perfect time to put a radiant pool in your yard. Not only will you be cooling off in style while adding value to your home, but now through Labor Day, with any radiant pool purchase, you'll receive an all-inclusive Cancun getaway vacation for 4. So you can enjoy your new pool all year round and get an incredible getaway vacation anytime you want it. And radiant pools can be installed underground, above ground, and anywhere in between. And did you know that you could finance your new pool with an interest rate as low as 4.99%? But you have to act now. This deal ends on Labor Day. So call ASP, America's Swimming Pool Company, 352-861-7229. That's 352-861-7229. Or stop by their new showroom, 9169 South Highway 441 in Ocala.
WOCA, WOCA.
1370 WOCA.
All right, 12 minutes now before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in and thank you for hanging in there. We're in the middle of a really fabulous interview with Myrna, Raquel Quiles, and she's a nurse. She's a licensed risk manager, but she's not on to talk about any of those things. She's talking about her life experience. Twice Out of My Body is the book that she has written. It's a second chance, a spiritual experience. So I want to find out what she means by that. And I just looked up her picture and I put it on the video that we're making right now. So if you're watching online, you can see what she looks like, and she is cute. No wonder her husband wants to float over her. I wouldn't mind floating over. Mira, thank you for waiting. Good morning again. And okay, now let's pick it up from here. So just to finish part one, you floated over your. How did you get back into your body?
Well, Larry, let me first of all say this. Every time, I did not want to write this. I didn't want to write this experience at all. I had to. I was compelled to write it. And going through it again is reliving it for me, but I am more than happy to do it because it's something that I must do.
Is it painful to talk about?
No, it's no, not at all.
Did it change your fear of dying at all?
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Absolutely.
It did.
Absolutely.
So if you hadn't gone back into your body, that would have been the end of you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
So how did you get back in?
Well,
I need to know this, just in case it ever happens to me.
Let me tell you something. I became fearful. Remember that on the first experience, I was a skeptic. Even in that state of existence, you bring your intelligence with you. You bring your soul, your mind, and as I was looking down at my body, I started to notice there was a change in color on my face. And I knew time was running out. And I tried to get back inside, and I couldn't. It was like there was just no way that I could get back inside my body.
How would you even try?
Because you the way, this is going to sound strange, but I can just relate to you my own experience at that moment. And the way to return is through the core of your being. And I don't know how I know that, but that was my experience. And no matter how I tried, I couldn't. And when I saw the color of my face changing, I knew time was running out. Something is wrong with my body. And at the end, I just said, God, please let me back in. I got back in my body, and I sat down on the bed, Larry. And the thing about it is that I was wide awake, and I was tired. And for me to wake up in the morning, that's not me. I'm groggy. I take about 45 minutes to actually open my eyes. And I was wide awake and sitting on the bed.
Wow.
My feet were cold frozen. My hands were cold. And
well, because you were dead for a little while.
I believe so.
So when you said, God, let me back in, that's what it was. I mean, you said the magic words.
I got back in, and I sat down on the bed, and I felt, like when you go on a long trip on a plane and you come back, it's like jet lag, like, you're not balanced yet. You need to get back center. Yeah. That's exactly how my body felt. It's like it took a while for me to get back inside fully.
What's your husband's name?
My husband's name is Gary James Corbett.
Gary. So did you say, Gary, get up. I just had a bad thing.
No, you don't understand.
No?
At that moment, everything changed for me.
What do you mean?
My whole being changed.
Do you think you became more enlightened?
I wouldn't. At that moment, my reality and my perception have changed so much that I could not be myself to talk about it to my husband, because believe me, remember, I didn't want to believe this kind of stuff.
Oh, okay.
I had experienced that, and I was debating within my own self. I know I was awake.
Right.
But I can't believe this is happening to me.
Being a nurse with your profession, you have to be a giver naturally, so you can be there for others and their families. Yeah. Did this make you even more of a giver when you came back to your body? You embraced life even more?
Oh, my goodness, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. In many different levels. Yes.
So you now, it's only been a year. Has anybody who you are caring for had a similar experience while you were caring for them since last year?
Yes, one person.
And were you able to? So that person said to you, "Hey, I was out of my body," and what happened?
Okay. I'm working right now as a licensed risk manager. Though I'm a registered nurse, I don't provide direct care at this time.
Okay.
But my coworkers know about my experience because they know.
Right.
And one of them came to me and she said, one of my patients said to me that they had this experience. And I said, wow. And I said, okay, if I talk to the person, and she went and she told him my experience, and he was welcoming to me. And we talked about it. His case was he was in a car accident.
Oh, wow.
And he saw his body right there, And, I've only, right now, I've encountered 3 people.
Wow, but in your case, but you didn't have an accident or a heart attack. You just somehow slipped out.
Yes.
Maybe you need to eat more. so tell me about the second experience. When did the second experience happen?
All right. The second experience took place as I was doing my research to try to nail down what was I doing or not doing that caused for this to happen.
Oh, really?
I had to. I mean, I went to friends that are physicians. I even went to one of the guys that, he's a psychiatrist. And I didn't want to relate to him directly that I had this experience. And I said, what do you think about this? And he said, well, usually, these cases, are reported to us by, let's say, for example, people who are like veterans. They experience this horrendous crimes of war. People being shot, and they just have to separate themselves from the moment. They remove themselves from that. And he also said, people who have, traumatic mental experiences. And, I have gone through so many lengths, Larry and Robin, to determine, a logical explanation for me to accept the experience that happened. And as I'm in the process of doing this, boom, it happened again.
Oh, man. And so where were you at that point? Were you on the bed again?
Oh, yeah, but this time, the second time it happened, my husband has stayed in the little room because he was watching sports.
Oh, no.
Yes.
What was on?
Like he's not going to be able to do anything for me, Larry.
So you're out of your body, and you've done this before. Did you go into where he was, or did you panic?
No, listen. I'm still a skeptic. I'm still a skeptic about this. I'm thinking something external to myself happened to cause this. And that night, as I went to the master bedroom to sleep, something wakes me up. And I'm getting upset because I said to myself, did my husband let somebody in? So I opened my eyes thinking my husband is, shaking me to wake up.
Right.
And I don't like to be waking up like that.
Right, no.
And I'm swinging my arms like, what? I think it's my husband. And when I looked, I couldn't see anything. I saw like a shadow. And I'm thinking, it's somebody that my husband probably let in. So now I'm upset because somebody's trying to wake me up. Now I'm upset. I'm awake. And I leave the bed. Excuse me. I come out of the bed to go and get my husband in the next room so he can explain to me what's going on. And as I reach the door, the exit to the master bedroom, and I look back, my body was still on the bed.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So you had to go back through the core and go back in?
No. When I saw that my body was behind, still on the bed, all of a sudden, I'm back in the body again.
Wow.
And I'm struggling with this thing. I don't know what it was. I really, it was an entity. It was something that was alerting me, or to be honest with you, I was annoyed. I was annoyed because I still could not accept that I was in another level of existence.
Maybe
at that moment.
We only have about a minute left, and I'm sorry about that, but maybe I don't know. Do you believe in God stronger, less? I mean, did it change your religious beliefs?
Yes.
Stronger?
Yes.
Gosh.
Yes, absolutely.
Stronger.
Absolutely.
Well, and maybe that's why God allowed this to happen, maybe so that you could make us realize that this thing that we believe in called God is real.
Yes, there is. Listen, there is another level of existence. I know that now. And how you're going to be on that next level of existence is really a reflection of how we live our life in the physical world.
Wow, that's a big statement.
Yeah.
That's a huge statement. Myrna, we loved speaking to you. I'm just so sorry we're out of time. The book is called Twice Out of My Body. Is the website the same thing, Twice Out of My Body?
Yes, yes.
TwiceOutOfMyBody.com. You can get it on Amazon, and I found it real easy by Googling it and searching for it. Myrna, and we have the video on, so you can look it up online. Myrna, thank you for being on with us today.
Thank you so much, Larry, Robin, and the audience. Thank you so much.
What a great interview. I need an out-of-studio experience because I got to use the bathroom. So I'll be right back. And thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Take care.
Fox News Radio, I'm Joe Chiro. U.S. fighter jets take out artillery used by the Islamic State militant group in northern Iraq.